Picking the right phone with a limited budget is difficult. You must consider durability and acceptable specs for the price. However, in this video, we created a list for you to choose the right phone based on your budget range and line them up based on your needs. Mabuhay Manila D, Saishidol from ManilaShaker.com, and this is the list of the top budget phones under 6,500 pesos. First and foremost, Nokia is a phone brand with proven durability and user support, and we think it's a good idea to go with a low-cost phone that will last for a few years. The Nokia C1 Plus is the most affordable, costing only 3,590 pesos. It has a 5.45-inch HD Plus IPS LCD, a quad-core CPU with Android 10 Go edition, 1GB of RAM and 16GB of storage, as well as 5-megapixel cameras on both front and rear, and a 2,500 mAh battery. If you want the cheapest, latest release of Nokia, this one is for you. Following that are the Nokia C10 and Nokia C20. Both have the same 6.52-inch HD Plus IPS LCD, runs on the latest Android 11 Go edition, 2GB of RAM, and up to 32GB of storage. Both cameras are 5-megapixel on the front and rear, with the same 3,000 mAh battery. The C10 is priced at 3,990 pesos, while the C20 is priced at 4,690 pesos. They have the same specs, but the C10 is cheaper due to the quad-core CPU, whereas the C20 has a higher octa-core CPU. The last smartphone from Nokia is the Nokia 1.4, which costs 4,990 pesos only. It has a 6.52-inch IPS LCD screen, upgradable to Android 11 Go edition, equipped with Snapdragon 215 and paired with up to 3GB of RAM and 64GB storage. It has an 8-megapixel dual cam, a 5-megapixel selfie cam, and all powered by a 4,000 mAh battery. Next, we have Samsung phones that are good value for money and have large batteries. The Samsung Galaxy M02 costs 4,490 pesos and has a 6.5-inch PLS IPS screen with a MediaTek chipset running on Android 10, a 13-megapixel dual cam, a 5-megapixel selfie cam, and a large 5,000 mAh battery. Now if you want higher specs, the A series comes in. Both the Samsung Galaxy A02s and Galaxy A03s have the in-demand 6.5-inch screen with up to 4GB of RAM and 64GB storage, as well as a 13-megapixel triple cam with 5-megapixel selfie and a large 5,000 mAh battery paired with 15-watt fast charging. The A02s is priced at 5,990 pesos, while the A03s is priced higher at 6,490 pesos because it has a Helio P35 with slightly higher performance than the A02s Snapdragon 450. Even on their budget phones, Samsung has a great set of cameras and ecosystem, and Vivo smartphones are also quite impressive. When on a tight budget, their Vivo Y series is a good option. The Vivo Y12s and Vivo Y12a are very similar. Both have 6.51-inch IPS LCD display, a 13-megapixel dual cam, an 8-megapixel selfie cam, and a 5,000 mAh battery paired with 10-watt charging. They are both priced at 6,499 pesos, but the Vivo Y12s has a higher GPU frequency thanks to the Helio P35 chipset, while the Vivo Y12a with Snapdragon 439 is a better battery saver. The Tecno Spark 7 follows with a 6.5-inch IPS LCD, Helio A25 chipset with up to 3GB of RAM and 64GB internal storage. It has a 16-megapixel cam, an 8-megapixel selfie, and a massive 6,000 mAh battery for extended use. The Helio A25, however, is weaker compared to the P35, but it is also cheaper at 4,990 pesos, and the huge battery is the selling point. Now here are the phones with gaming capabilities that are also low cost, beginning with a cheaper Helio G35 chipset. It is equipped with the Xiaomi Redmi 9C and it has a 6.53-inch IPS LCD display, runs on Android 10 with MIUI 12, and paired with a 4GB plus 128GB configuration. The camera is a 13-megapixel triple cam with a 5-megapixel selfie, and it is powered by a 5,000 mAh battery. It is priced at 6,290 pesos, which is quite reasonable for the specs, plus it has a large storage. The Oppo A16 is more expensive, starting at 6,490 pesos, but it has a 6.52-inch IPS LCD with up to 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage, and it runs the latest Android 11. It also has a 13-megapixel triple cam and an 8-megapixel selfie cam, as well as a 5,000 mAh battery. It is also equipped with a Helio G35 chipset, which is similar to Redmi 9C, but it has a Wi-Fi AC dual band, which is ideal for low-ping gaming. Moving on to higher phones that has competitive gaming while still having a budget price. Realme didn't want to be left behind and they released a 6,490 pesos Realme Narso 38. This sub 6.5K device features a 6.5-inch IPS LCD with a MediaTek Helio G85 paired with 4+64 configuration. It only has a 13-megapixel dual cam plus 8-megapixel selfie, but it has a huge 6,000 mAh battery, and this phone is the choice if you have enough budget based on our price range. If you have a slightly lower budget but still want to play competitive games, the Infinix Hut 10i, which costs 5,990 pesos, is the phone to get. It has a 6.52-inch IPS LCD, a Helio G70 budget gaming chipset, 4GB of RAM, and 128GB of storage. It also has a 13-megapixel dual cam and a 5-megapixel selfie cam. And lastly, it also has a massive 6,000 mAh battery to ensure non-stop gaming. This phone is cheaper than those with Helio G35 chipset, means that it is a better gaming companion on a budget. Overall, these smartphones are this year's budget offerings with different strengths and capabilities, so consider how you will use them. If you want to stretch your budget even further, make sure to watch our top entry-level smartphones under 10,000 pesos, link in the description box below. That's all for today. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe, ring the bell, and don't forget to visit manilashaker.com for more tech news, reviews, and comparison of the latest device. Once again, this is Saisha Deland. Mabuhay, Manila.